What is up, everybody? Skratch coming up with another Raid Shadow Legends video. We are back at it, guys. In this video, we're gonna focus on the Griffin boss, right? We're gonna cover the Doom Tower, regardless if it's normal mode or hard mode. This boss is a lot of pain for a lot of you guys out there. Recently, I've been getting so many messages and so many requests for takeovers for the Doom Tower, especially for this rotation. A lot of you guys struggling with this boss, right? So, yeah, if you have Rotos, you have double Rotos, is an easy walk in the park. The main idea is I'm not gonna show you this team, guys, that you're gonna see right now on the screen. We're gonna focus on more free-to-play, low-spender teams that are more achievable, right? We're gonna use a specific champion that everybody, and I repeat, everybody gets for free, and then we're gonna roll a few different champions just to give you different options out there, right? But before we jump over into it, guys, I just wanna let you know, if you enjoy the music you hear in the video, I partner up with Soundstripe, which is a royalty-free music library, so if you're a content creator, a music enthusiast, or a fanatic like me, feel free to check them out. I will be leaving the link in the description down below or in the pinned comments. And use code Skratch on checkout, I can save you a 15% if you purchase anything from there, guys. But jumping over it, this boss is a pain, right? There's so many things that you gotta pay attention with. You can use different teams. You can actually control the turn meter on this boss as well. If you're getting enough resistance on your champions, you can manipulate the turn meter. Never let this boss to get a turn, right? You see, all this adds up here, boosts all the stats on him. Like, he deals so much damage. Overall, you really need to have decent builds on your champions in order to survive the hits from this insane boss, right? I'm super curious what's gonna be with the next bosses, man. Like, we're getting 2 new bosses, right? Probably it's gonna happen in the next rotation. I'm super curious. Are they gonna be 10 times harder than this, or what exactly is gonna happen? Because I have a feeling it might be fun, but it might not be fun at the same time, if you know what I mean, right? So, for this boss, guys, if you don't have a Rotos, it's fine. If you don't have Septimus, enemy max HP hitters, again, it's fine. Even though they're not as viable, they can still help you, they can still deal a good chunk of damage, right? So, we're gonna show you a couple of different options of how you could actually fight this boss, for example, right? So, one way is to have even a Psyler, for example. She's a great CC champion, right? And she lands decreased accuracy. So, if you land decreased accuracy on the boss, decreased speed, and then you bring in more turn meter manipulation, and you have 250 plus resistance, 200 plus 250 will get you in the safe line with decreased accuracy on the boss, right? So if you have that, you should be more than fine to stay and control the turn meter on that boss. But again, for that team, you do require to have quite a few pretty strong champions to select this, at least in term of turn meter manipulation, right? So this team is pretty straightforward. This is hard mode, floor 90, 2 minutes 34 seconds, decent. It's not the fastest time I've got, probably not the fastest I will get, but the main idea is these Rotoses are not built for this, right? They're still built for arena, they're under 200 speed, none of them have life still, so overall, it's still a good time. I'm just farming this, doing my 15 runs and forget about it, right? Like, I'm starting it, going around the house, doing some work or whatever else I have to do, and literally come back afterwards. But what I want to share with you guys is something that's more achievable for the majority of you guys, right? So, if you're going at the daily login rewards, right, everybody, and I repeat, everybody will get Sile of the Drakes on day 180. Now, listen to this. If you're considering making Doom Tower hard mode before day 180, probably you're rushing, right? You're there a bit too early. You might want to chillax a bit, get your gear up and running and all this. The content is not designed to rush through it, you understand? Like, just, I started today, tomorrow I finish the whole game, that's it, Platinum, give me more. The content is actually designed to keep you stuck and to progress slowly in the game, right? So, if you have Sile of the Drakes, it's awesome. We'll be focusing heavily on Sile of the Drakes because every single one of you guys out there have her or will have her, right? So I'm gonna show you quickly some screenshots with different teams that I've done. So I'm gonna start like this. Sile and Toragi, duo the whole thing, right? The main idea why you wouldn't want to stay and duo the whole thing is because the waves take you half of this time, right? 27 minutes. So if the waves take you 10 minutes on a minimum, right? You can save that by putting 3 more nukers in the setup and go and burn through the stage much faster. So this is gonna be done on stage 90 hard mode, guys, right? That's what I have unlocked on my account. I won't be trying lower stages because if I can beat the highest stage, I can definitely beat the easy stages and the normal Doom Tower with the same teams, you know? So Toragi right here is very interesting because he's a HP-based champion. Now, Sile is a defense-based champion, but I kind of built her with decent amount of HP. The main idea that we're gonna focus on this video, guys, is use HP-based champions. Mainly champions that can land an attack down as well. So we're gonna have Toragi, we're gonna have a Jarek, we're gonna try Eurost, we're gonna try all 4 of them together, 3 of them together, and so goes on. Just so you guys can have an idea of what exactly to expect. I'm gonna show you the stats on the champions in a second. So that's Toragi with Sile, right? Moving over to Sile and Jarek, for example. Pretty much the exact same time with Toragi, right? Nothing really changed. The only thing that changed is that Sile dealt more damage, Jarek dealt less, because we don't have poisons here, right? With Toragi, you actually get poisons from his passive, so that overall will boost a bit the damage as well, and will take the boss down faster, you know? So that's one of them, Sile and Eurost, for example. Look at the time, right? It's cut in half just by using Eurost instead of one of those 2 champions. Yeah, Eurost is not as easy accessible. You do have to beat the hard mode Doom Tower in order to get the champion. But I'm just showing you guys ideas out there, right? So Eurost, Sile of the Drakes, 13 minutes and 17 seconds. Pretty decent. Now, let's just say, for example, a trio, right? So we have Jarek, Sile, and Toragi. 15 minutes, right? So we dropped like 12 minutes on the run, half of the turns. We had 800 plus turns, I think, or there were 600, let me see. No, 400 turns. Actually, turn-wise is the same, funny enough, but with that, we went through it in half the amount of time. Interesting. So that was like a trio. If we put all 4 of them, right? 3 HP-based champions next to Sile, 9 minutes and 40 seconds, 285 turns, right? So it gets much faster overall, you know? Now, the main idea, guys, we can do it with wave carries, right? We use one of the champions and wave carry, 8 minutes and 50 seconds. So your best nukers, a defense down and weaken, whatever champions you guys have available. The main idea with these guys, we're gonna make a bit of a use of the team preset as well, which is not really gonna be game changing. The main idea is the builds, right? So I would suggest you probably to have around 60,000 HP on your champions, right? So I have pretty much every single one of them built in regeneration. If you don't have regeneration, you can build lifesteal, you can build in immortal sets, kind of up to you depending on what sets you have available. So that's my Sile of the Drakes. I actually had defense amulet on her and I had a defense chest piece, right? And her HP was at around 48,000. The run was still successful, but sometimes she was getting that close to death, man. And I said, okay, I'm gonna change her, give her a bit of a HP instead of defense, because the boss anyway ignores defense. That's the whole idea. That's why HP-based champions are better for this boss. Now, it doesn't require crazy speeds on your champions. That's the main idea, right? She's actually the fastest champion I have in the team, right? So total stats on Sile of the Drakes, guys, 67,000 HP, 4.4k defense, 236 speed, 373 resistance. We do want to have resistance to make sure fear doesn't proc on her and she's getting her turns constantly without having to worry about anything. I'll show you the Masteries in a second as well. How I specified, with her under 50k HP, the run was successful, right? But I would suggest you to have at least minimum 55,000 to 60,000 HP. Don't worry so much about defense on your champions, because that boss will ignore defense like a madman, will ignore everything, okay? So try to give them higher HP to survive the hits from the boss, right? And to get better heals overall. At least on her, get a Relentless if no. Get, if you cannot get regeneration, you gotta get some sets that overall will help her. Lifesteal will definitely not help this champion. Will help the other ones, for example, right? So let's have a quick look at some of the epic champions I just showed you before, guys. So let's see what else do we have in the lineup here. Where are they all hiding? Toragi. Another thing that we gotta show on Masteries, I forgot to show you the Masteries on style, but he's on a perception set and a regeneration set. Total stats on Toragi, we have 79,000 HP, 2.4k defense, how I specified, we don't care about defense. 222 speed, 324 accuracy. Now we all know the speed on the Griffin on stage 90 hard mode is gonna pass 260 like this, 260, 270. The more it's gonna get buffed, the more the speed is gonna increase. So that boss is gonna go in front of us regardless, right? But we don't really have to worry about that too much. The main idea is we're gonna go with slower speeds, we're gonna be pretty tanky to survive the hits, and slowly we're just gonna heal back up whenever we take a turn and clap that boss to death slowly but surely. So this is not something to do speedruns with, guys. It's not something to help the Krakens to farm it faster. Is to help the rest of you guys that are struggling with the boss, right? So if you have 2-3 Toragis and a Style of the Drakes, your run will be much faster, sorry. How I showed you different screenshots with different champions. Masteries, you definitely want to avoid the Thermometer Masteries if you're going with this sort of builds, right? So how you guys can see, I haven't picked no Rapid Response, no Arcane Celerity, because overall will be a waste. Tier 6 we have War Master on Toragi. On Side of the Drakes, we actually have completely different Masteries. I don't even have War Master on her, just because I wanted to give her decent stats and decent resistance. So because of it, I actually went with Fearsome Presence for my surprise. I haven't even checked her Masteries in such a long time. But the main idea is, guys, yeah, you can get War Master if you like. I thought that I had 50 resistance extra on her, but clearly seems like I didn't. Funny stuff. So either you go with Unshakable to help you out with the resistance, if you want. If you don't want to bother with that, right, go with offense and go with War Master. That will speed up your run a bit more as well with the damage he's gonna deal from War Master as well, you know. And you can go on a higher healing if you want, rather than having accuracy, because we don't really have an accuracy built on her. You can go and get higher healing for the team, you know, from here. Then Jarek, for example, where is that bad boy hiding? Jarek. So the main idea, HP based champions, and these ones they land attack down from the A1, right? So we're gonna check Toragi in a second as well. He's on a accuracy set and a regeneration. Total stats 79,000 HP, 2.8k defense, 211 speed, 325 accuracy. So the only champion with resistance is Style of the Drakes. Masteries, we have offense, support, tier 6 War Master, Sniper, Master Hexer, pretty important to increase the chance of landing attack down and to decrease that attack down as well, guys. I find it pretty important overall. I'm not gonna show you the gear on each champions, guys. Every single one of them has HP gloves, HP chest piece, speed boots, accuracy banner, HP amulet, HP ring, or a defense ring, depending on how low was the defense on my champions. Those are the main substats I focused as well. Speed, HP, accuracy, pretty much on every single one of the champions. So those were the two epics we used, guys. You can use, for example, Grudge the Mangler in the team for Leech with the A1. He does bring attack down as well. He brings continuous heal as well. Is a free champion as well from the daily login rewards. He hits pretty hard. Overall is an awesome champion. We have Euros the Soul Cage. We have him on an Immortal set and a regeneration. Total stats 88,000 HP, 2.7k attack, 160 speed, 294 accuracy, 309 resistance. I'm actually using him for the Scarab King. He can solo that without a problem. I tried using him to solo the Griffin, but I haven't been successful. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't tried too much either, so I haven't really changed many builds on him. Probably I could do it with some different crazy builds on him, but I can't be bothered for it. It's not really a point to do it if it takes me long, you know. My main idea is to make it faster, at least for me. So that's kind of what we have, guys. Now, you've seen the screenshots, they can actually duo. For the purpose of the video, because I don't want to stay here 25 minutes looking at the screen like a donkey, I'm not gonna do that, right? And I'm gonna put some nukers in. So in the team preset, depending on the team you're using, you might want to consider maybe, just maybe, to change something on, like Toragi. You don't want to have ally protection. You don't want to have the other skill as well from Toragi. You want him to prioritize only the A1 on the boss, to land that attack down more consistent. Very important. He has the passive that gives us some poisons, will overall benefit the whole team. Same with Jarek. You don't want to have that ally protection either. It's not really needed. You want to have him to focus that A1 more. If you have Euros, for example, no need to worry about it. You can leave his team preset, his skills the same. Nothing needs to change there. He's still gonna do his job the way he is. On Sile, maybe if you use different lead, right? So she's gonna prioritize to revive the lead over and over again. If you're not using a lead that's Toragi or Jarek or Euros, and you're using like a Tranda lead or something like that, you don't want them to be revived, because that's gonna slowly cripple her. She's keep gonna revive the wrong champion. That champion is keep on gonna die, and she's gonna have the ally protection and lose HP, and like this your run might be unsuccessful. So maybe if you're running a team like that with a different lead, just switch off the revive so she doesn't revive any. But because we're running Toragi, we should be more than fine the way we are. Another thing that we're gonna do here, actually, we're gonna take Ethos out, guys, and we're gonna bring in Jarek. Let's bring in Jarek and see how much faster is the run gonna go with two of them, right? Curious to see how much faster it's gonna get like that. That's why I took so many different screenshots, just to show you guys and prove you that they can actually do it without a problem. It's just taking way too long, and I honestly don't have the patience now to stay 20 plus minutes in the front of the screen watching it. But it's mainly to help people that are struggling with it, right? Let's bring Jarek in. We're gonna actually have to change a bit of presets here. I'm actually gonna make sure she doesn't revive Tranda or Dracomorph, just in case, because those they're gonna be the first champions to die. So let's block the revive on her. Let's block this as well. Don't use, only A1s, A1s, A1s. Especially that we're gonna have more champions in the team, right? Ally protection can become pretty dangerous. As long as it's Euros, you don't have to worry about it, because he's a very strong champion. But with these ones, I find it like a bit more tricky. Now, having multiple Toragis is actually better. More poisons on the Griffin, faster death for it, right? More ticks, more damage taken. So that's overall better. Now, I will definitely change my masteries on Sile of the Drakes, since I'm not running her for the stun anymore. These are the very old masteries I got on her for Faction Wars, and honestly, I haven't realized that I never changed those masteries. So I'll be definitely changing them to War Master. That will help me with the Doom Tower bosses more. I am using Sile of the Drakes as well in the Eternal Dragon, so it's definitely gonna be a better help. Now here, instead of Tranda, you have Kael, you have a different nuker, you have Hyundik from the Fusion, or different nukers. That's the main idea. You wanna have help for your champions to pass through the waves faster, so you don't get stuck for 10 minutes in here, like in some of the screenshots that I showed you, right? Like, just running the three of them, like, check that out. It took us, just as an idea before we see the result there, 15 minutes and 45 seconds without having a wave carry, right? With the wave carry, I'm curious to see how much faster it's gonna be. On the boss here, Draco and Tranda is not like they'll be doing half of the damage or anything like that. They'll be dying pretty quick, and it's gonna be kind of like game over for them. We're gonna have to rely on the other three champions, which is fine. That's kind of like the main idea, you know. So let's see. I bet it's gonna be half of the time we had before. So let's just say Tranda made 100k damage on the boss here. She didn't do that, but yeah. Seeing that the A1 only hits for 6,000, 41,000. Okay, maybe she dealt 100k. The main idea, the next main idea, is having a lot of magic champions in the team, guys. A lot of weak hits from the boss. That's why Sile of the Drakes is one of the best revivers healer for this one here. Seems like Tranda just doesn't want to die yet because of the weak hits. That's why I kind of mentioned that as well, saying that is actually keeping her alive with the weak hits, even though she's supposed to be dead long time ago. Are you gonna kill her, please? Don't make me restart the run just to actually kill her. whatever, you're gonna have a nuker in here regardless. If you care about your time. If you just wanna solo the whole thing alone, up to you. It's fine, no need to use a nuker, but that's kind of like your own preference, you know. So let's see. I'm gonna play some music in the meantime, actually, guys, and just be quiet here on the screen. But there we are, ladies and gentlemen, under 6 minutes with a trio and having a wave carry as well. Yeah, it definitely went much better than just the trio without the wave carry, right? So what do we have here? 447 turns, 15 minutes and 45 seconds. So we saved 10 minutes by using a couple of champions to help with the waves, right? A nuker and a defense down just to kill the waves faster. You save 10 minutes. Almost 300 turns, 200 and plus turns, right? Which is actually huge overall, guys. So definitely this is the right way to go if you have Toragi, if you have Jarek. You've seen the champions, they haven't even dropped a quarter of their life, right? They barely dropped a quarter of their life and they stayed on full HP almost every single time. Jarek's passive helped a bit as well. Then we had Sile with the heals. We had the regeneration sets as well. Overall, pretty badass. Pretty accessible for the majority of you guys out there that have regeneration sets, immortal sets, lifesteal sets, have Sile of the Drakes already on day 180, guys. That was all for this video. Hopefully it helped a lot of you guys out there to beat this boss and move forward with the Doom Tower. Don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button if you enjoyed the content, and I'll see you all soon on another video. Till then, peace out.